In today's society, it is not uncommon to see violent transphobia everywhere you look. From YouTube comment sections, to Instagram, to Facebook. Vitriol towards transgender people is not new, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Being openly transgender is dangerous. Everytown's transgender homicide tracker found that there was a 93% increase in tracked homicides of trans and gender non-conforming people in the United States and Puerto Rico over the last 4 years. In 2021, 56 people were killed compared to 29 reported deaths in 2017. However, have you noticed something that I've been noticing lately? I've noticed that hatred towards trans people, while typically doled out consistently, seems to be primarily directed towards trans people who don't pass. For those who don't know, passing is a term referring to how well a trans person passes for a cisgender person of the gender they've transitioned to. For example, a trans woman passes if she looks like a cisgender woman, and you can't quote-unquote tell that she's transgender. Dylan Mulvaney is a transgender woman and influencer. You may know her for a scandal she was involved in, where she was sponsored by the beer brand Bud Light. Due to the brand sponsoring Dylan, this led to a massive boycott of the brand. Hilariously, some boycotters even bought cases of Bud Light to destroy on camera, thereby supporting the brand through purchasing. I guess some people don't know what boycotting means. Anyway, Dylan didn't do anything insane, she was merely sponsored by the brand, but this was enough to enrage people. However, a sponsor for a transgender person, which seemed to go mostly unnoticed by the public, was trans feminine actress and model Hunter Schafer becoming a brand ambassador for the popular makeup brand Shiseido in 2020. She has also worked for brands such as Calvin Klein and Kenzo, which also didn't cause any issues. Now, I want to preface my next point by saying I am not trying to be disrespectful to Hunter or Dylan. They are both beautiful women and deserve all the respect in the world. But for my argument's sake, I would like to analyze how each of these women looked during these respective public brand sponsorships. Here is how Hunter looked in 2020. You can see that she is a very conventionally attractive woman, and I would say that most cisgender people wouldn't be able to quote-unquote tell that she was transgender, meaning that Hunter Schafer is a passing trans person. Now, let's look at Dylan Mulvaney during her Bud Light sponsorship in 2023. As you can see, Dylan is a beautiful woman. However, during her Bud Light campaign around April of 2023, she had only recently had FFS in January. FFS meaning facial feminization surgery, an elective surgery transgender women can receive to feminize their features. Dylan's surgery was only 3 months before her sponsorship, meaning she would have still been in the process of healing, as it can take up to a year to heal from FFS. She also has a naturally sharper jawline compared to Hunter Schafer. I would say that during this time, Dylan was not passing, and I genuinely think this is why she got as much backlash as she did. Nowadays, ever since Dylan has healed from her FFS surgery, I would say she passes a lot more, and her comments would agree with me. I've noticed an uptick in people now suddenly warming up to Dylan and starting to like her. While comments on YouTube and Instagram were horrifically vitriolic just a few years ago, they are now supportive and mostly positive. I believe that a lot of this is due to the fact Dylan passes now. Another 2 individuals I'd like to highlight are Britney Manson and Tino. Britney Manson is a model and musician. She is known for her hyperpop songs Fashion, BFM, and I'm Sorry My Lovely Boy. She has modeled for Valentino and debuted at Berlin and Milan Fashion Week. Tino, or Lily Contino, is a transgender influencer known for posting restaurant reviews and, I guess, mukbangs of sorts. She also creates content centered around her identity as a transgender woman. Britney Manson is a blonde, thin, conventionally attractive, leggy woman, while Tino is quite early into her transition and hasn't had FFS. Tino has had a slew of controversies, but I will just be discussing the relevant ones here. In 2023, Lily posted a TikTok video where she used foods such as cake pops to describe her genitals. She did this publicly while around children at Disneyland. More recently, Lily filmed herself in the bathroom at Walt Disney World, Florida, where she subsequently filmed another woman in the background of her video. This woman felt like her privacy was invaded and says she intends on suing Miss Contino. The vitriol towards Lily was swift and brutal. numerous articles and videos have been made about her, calling her a dangerous predator and condemning her. Comment sections about her are combative and aggressive, as well as numerous Reddit threads. While I agree that Lily deserves this vitriol for her horrible actions, let's analyze how Britney Manson was treated for a similar behaviour. When Britney Manson was 28 years old, she admitted to dating a 17-year-old influencer and musician named Asteria. She has never really addressed this controversy, and when she does, it's mostly deflection. Let's look at her comments and how people speak about her. The difference between the way these two women have been treated is night and day. While both of these women deserve the criticism levied towards them, it's clear to see that Britney does not get it as bad as Lily, and I honestly think it comes down to their looks. Fear-mongering regarding transgender women typically portrays them as hairy, muscular, masculine-looking predators wearing dresses and trying to sneak into women's bathrooms. And I think that Britney doesn't receive as much vitriol because she doesn't fit this narrative. She has soft, feminine features and a dainty frame. And while Lily isn't hairy or muscular, she simply doesn't pass, which makes it easier to project these fear-mongering stereotypes towards her. It also doesn't help that her misgivings involve women's bathrooms. And while I'm not trying to say that Lily doesn't deserve the hatred she gets or that Britney deserves more transphobia levied towards her, I think the public is more inclined to go easy on transgender people who pass. Lily is widely labelled a man and dismissed as a classic transgender predator. Britney is obviously criticised for being a groomer, but her dissenters never question her gender or identity while criticising her. I believe that this is because she passes, and because she is very conventionally beautiful. It is difficult to live your life as a transgender person, no matter what you look like, but especially if you don't pass. You're treated like a freak, or like a mutant, someone to be hidden away. All I ask is that when we criticise transgender people, we don't attack their identity. Misgendering shitty transgender people just leads to people normalising misgendering all trans people. 1 minute you're calling Lily Tino a man because she's a creep, and the next minute you're misgendering the trans man at McDonald's for getting your order wrong. This isn't something we should be normalizing, and saying things like, why should I care about misgendering a predator? Who cares about their feelings? While I agree that predators' feelings aren't my top priority, I would say that it's more about the trans people around you. They hear you misgendering that other trans person, and they might start to wonder what they would have to do for you to start maliciously misgendering them. They might even wonder if you're already doing it behind their backs. Thank you for watching this video. I have decided that most of the content on my channel just wasn't up to standard recently. I made a slew of videos when I was in a bad manic headspace, and they were just horrible, so I've deleted them. I've decided to put more effort into these videos, meaning I've started scripting them. If you're interested in learning more about some of the people I've discussed in this video, I will leave links to some YouTubers who have dived deeper into these people. I have linked a video by Danky Jabbo on Lily Tino, and I've linked a video by Lisa Q about Britney Manson. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Thanks, bye.